Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered why your muscles don't respond the way they used to? Why climbing stairs feels heavier? Why carrying groceries leaves you winded? Or why your once steady strength seems to vanish year by year? And what if I told you that the answer doesn't come in expensive protein powders, trendy shakes, or even cartons of eggs, but in 7 everyday foods that cost less than your morning coffee and can rebuild your strength even at 70? If you've been told that eggs are the ultimate muscle food, get ready, because I'm about to show you that's not the whole truth. Robert was 70 when the wake-up call came. He was climbing the same set of stairs he had walked for decades, but halfway up, he stopped, gasping. His legs felt heavy, his breath short, and his pride broken. He had always been active, but something was slipping. His doctor told him what many seniors hear. It's age, muscle loss is normal. But Robert wasn't ready to accept that. He wanted more life, more strength, and more independence. He wanted to walk tall again, to carry his grandchildren without pain, and to feel alive in his own body. And that's when he discovered that the secret wasn't in expensive supplements or even in eggs. It was in the grocery staples he had overlooked for years. Foods hiding in plain sight, humble yet powerful, capable of repairing muscles, calming inflammation, and fueling strength at any age. Let's start with the first powerhouse, lentils. They're tiny, inexpensive, and so ordinary you might walk past them without a thought. But inside those little legumes is 18 grams of plant protein per cooked cup. Not only that, lentils bring iron, fiber, folate, and magnesium, all nutrients your body craves, especially after 60. Robert started adding lentils to soups and stews. At first, it was just a side dish, but within weeks, he noticed something remarkable. The post-lunch energy crashes that left him dozing in his chair began to disappear. His walks lasted longer. His recovery time after yard work was shorter. Lentils were giving him not just protein, but steady fuel. No spikes, no crashes, just clean burning strength. And best of all, they were easy to chew, gentle on his digestion, and endlessly versatile. Whether cooked into curry, tossed into salads, or simmered in broth, lentils became his quiet ally in the fight against sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss doctors say we can't escape. Robert was proof that we can. The second unsung hero is cottage cheese. When Robert first heard about it, he thought, isn't that just diet food? But he soon discovered cottage cheese holds a unique weapon, casein protein. Unlike the fast burn of eggs or chicken, casein digests slowly, dripping amino acids into your bloodstream for 6 to 8 hours. That means while you sleep, when your body does most of its repairing, cottage cheese is quietly feeding your muscles, preventing the nighttime breakdown that robs seniors of strength. Robert began a simple ritual, half a cup of cottage cheese before bed. No recipes, no hassle, just a small bowl, sometimes with berries, sometimes savory with a sprinkle of herbs. The result, he woke up feeling stronger, less stiff, and more energized. Even his sleep improved, because cottage cheese also carries tryptophan, an amino acid that helps the brain make serotonin and melatonin. Better sleep meant better recovery, better focus, and better mornings. It wasn't flashy, but it was powerful, and it became his nighttime secret weapon. The third food on our list might surprise you, peanut butter. For many, it's a childhood snack. For Robert, it became a lifeline. Here's why. After 60, many people unintentionally eat too little. Appetites shrink, meals get skipped, and slowly but surely, muscle disappears. Peanut butter solved that. Just 1 spoonful gave Robert protein, heart-healthy fats, and 90 quick calories of clean fuel. When he didn't feel like eating a full meal, a smear of peanut butter on toast, stirred into oatmeal, or spread over a banana gave him a compact, muscle-supporting snack. More than that, the monounsaturated fats supported his brain, his heart, and even his hormones. Testosterone naturally declines with age, but healthy fats help keep it balanced, protecting muscle and vitality. Peanut butter also kept him full, steadying his blood sugar and preventing the cravings that once had him reaching for sugary snacks. In short, it was efficient fuel, dense, delicious, and underappreciated. By now, Robert's story had shifted. He wasn't the man gasping on the stairs anymore. He was climbing them with confidence, carrying groceries without strain, and walking with his grandchildren without fear of falling behind. And all of this started not with miracle powders or daily eggs, but with simple, affordable foods that anyone can find in their pantry. Robert's transformation didn't stop at lentils, cottage cheese, and peanut butter. In fact, those were just the beginning. As he kept exploring simple foods, he discovered 4 more hidden champions that fueled his strength, soothed his joints, and rebuilt the resilience he thought was gone forever. These were not exotic superfoods you had to hunt down in fancy stores. They were everyday, affordable, and sitting quietly in kitchens around the world, waiting to be recognized for their power. The 4th food was oats. For years, Robert thought oats were boring, just a breakfast filler. But when he learned that oats are more than carbs, he started to see them differently. Oats deliver slow-digesting energy, plant protein, and soluble fiber that stabilizes blood sugar and keeps energy steady. Every morning, instead of sweet pastries or skipping breakfast altogether, Robert made a simple bowl of oatmeal. Sometimes he topped it with fruit, sometimes with a spoonful of peanut butter, and sometimes with cinnamon for flavor. The change was subtle at first. He noticed he wasn't as hungry mid-morning, his focus was sharper, and his walks felt easier. But over weeks, oats helped him control his weight, keep inflammation low, and power his muscles with steady fuel. Unlike processed cereals, oats gave him lasting energy without spikes and crashes. They became his foundation food, the quiet engine that started each day strong. The 5th food on Robert's list was beans. Black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, different colors, same power. Like lentils, beans are loaded with protein and fiber, but they also carry antioxidants that protect aging muscles from damage. Robert began swapping meat-heavy dinners for bean-based meals 2 or 3 times a week. Chili, bean salads, even hummus on whole-grain bread. Simple changes that made a big difference. What surprised him most was how satisfied he felt. Beans filled him up, supported his digestion, and gave him the energy to move without heaviness. And because beans are cheap and store easily, they fit perfectly into his budget. The more he ate, the more his body thanked him, not only with strength, but with better heart health and improved blood sugar control. It was another reminder that powerful nutrition doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. The 6th food may sound unexpected: plain Greek yogurt. Robert had never paid much attention to yogurt, thinking it was just a snack for younger people. But Greek yogurt is packed with protein, more than twice the amount in regular yogurt, plus probiotics that keep the gut healthy. And here's the secret many seniors overlook: a healthy gut means better absorption of nutrients. Robert realized that even if he ate protein, vitamins, and minerals, they wouldn't help him unless his body could absorb them well. By adding a small serving of Greek yogurt in the afternoon, he not only fueled his muscles with protein, but also strengthened his gut health. He noticed less bloating, better digestion, and even improved immunity. Sometimes he paired it with fruit, sometimes with nuts, and sometimes plain. No matter how he ate it, it became his afternoon pick-me-up, a snack that rebuilt his body quietly from the inside out. And then came the 7th food, one that truly surprised him: canned tuna. For years, Robert assumed fish was too expensive to eat regularly. Fresh salmon or fancy seafood didn't fit his budget. But canned tuna changed everything. Affordable, rich in protein, and packed with omega-3 fatty acids, tuna gave him a double benefit: muscle repair and reduced inflammation. Inflammation is the silent thief of strength, eating away at joints, slowing recovery, and leaving the body stiff and tired. The omega-3s in tuna calmed that fire, making his movements easier and his recovery smoother. Robert started mixing tuna with a little olive oil, lemon, and herbs for a simple salad. He spread it on whole-grain bread or ate it with vegetables. Cheap, fast, and powerful. Canned tuna gave him the strength of an athlete without breaking the bank. By now, Robert had embraced all 7 foods: lentils, cottage cheese, peanut butter, oats, beans, Greek yogurt, and canned tuna. Each one played a role, but together they created a powerful foundation. His muscles weren't just surviving, they were rebuilding. He had more balance, more stamina, and more confidence in his daily life. He no longer feared losing independence. Instead, he was proving to himself and to everyone around him that even at 70, muscle can grow, strength can return, and life can feel vibrant again. This wasn't magic. It was consistent, affordable, and practical nutrition. And that's the lesson Robert wants everyone to hear. Aging doesn't mean surrender. Sarcopenia may be common, but it isn't inevitable. With the right foods, the right habits, and the right mindset, anyone can fight back. As Robert continued his journey, something amazing began to happen. His friends started noticing the difference. They saw him walking taller, moving faster, and laughing more. "What's your secret?" they asked, expecting to hear about a fancy supplement or a hidden workout routine. But Robert just smiled and said, "It's in my kitchen." That was the truth. It wasn't about expensive powders or high-priced superfoods. It was about lentils, cottage cheese, peanut butter, oats, beans, Greek yogurt, and canned tuna. 7 foods anyone could afford. 7 foods that turned back the clock on muscle loss. But here's where the story becomes yours. Imagine for a moment what your life would feel like if weakness no longer held you back. Picture yourself walking upstairs without needing to pause. Imagine carrying a bag of groceries without strain, or getting down on the floor to play with your grandchildren and standing back up with ease. That's the power of these foods. They aren't glamorous, but they are effective. They don't just fill your stomach. They give your muscles the raw materials they need to stay strong, resilient, and active well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Now let's talk about something many people overlook: consistency. Eating these foods once in a while won't change much, but making them part of your daily or weekly routine, that's where the transformation happens. Robert didn't eat lentils once and expect miracles. He made them a staple. He didn't try cottage cheese one night and stop. He made it part of his bedtime routine. He didn't spread peanut butter on toast one morning and forget it. He kept it in rotation. Over weeks, his body began to repair, his muscles began to grow, and his energy began to rise. Over months, the difference became undeniable. And now, years later, he feels stronger at 72 than he did at 65. That's the reward of consistency. Another powerful point is that these foods don't just help muscles. They help the whole body. Oats and beans improve heart health. Greek yogurt supports digestion and immunity. Tuna reduces inflammation in joints. Cottage cheese improves sleep quality. Lentils stabilize blood sugar. Peanut butter fuels your hormones. Together, they aren't just feeding muscles. They're supporting the systems that keep you alive, active, and independent. When you nourish the whole body, you don't just add years to your life, you add life to your years. And let's be honest, aging isn't easy. It comes with challenges. Some mornings are harder than others. Some days, your body feels heavier. But food gives you power. It gives you control. You may not control the passing of time, but you can control how you fuel your body through it. Every time you choose one of these foods, you're making a choice for strength, not weakness. You're telling your body, "I'm not done yet." Robert's story isn't just about him. It's about you. It's about everyone who thinks their best days are behind them. It's about anyone who's been told muscle loss is inevitable, decline is natural, and strength belongs only to the young. The truth is different. The truth is, your body is waiting for you to feed it what it needs. The truth is, age may change you, but it doesn't have to define you. And the foods that fight back aren't exotic or rare. They're already in your reach. So here's what I want you to do. Take one of these 7 foods and add it to your day today. Don't wait. If you have lentils, simmer a pot. If you have cottage cheese, scoop half a cup tonight. If peanut butter is in your pantry, spread it on some toast. If you've got oats, make them tomorrow morning. If beans are sitting in a can, rinse them and toss them in a salad. If yogurt is in the fridge, eat a bowl with fruit. If tuna is in the cupboard, make a quick sandwich. One simple step today begins the journey. And as the days add up, your strength will too. This is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Even if you start with one food, you're building momentum. And once momentum builds, transformation follows. Remember Robert? He didn't overhaul his life overnight. He started small. And today he's living proof that even at 70, muscle can grow, energy can return, and life can feel vibrant again. His secret is no longer a secret, and now it can be yours. So my friend, if you've been told that eggs are the ultimate muscle food, it's time to forget that myth. The truth is, strength lies in variety, in balance, and in 7 humble foods that cost less than a dozen eggs, but give more than you could imagine. Lentils, cottage cheese, peanut butter, oats, beans, Greek yogurt, and canned tuna, they're not just foods, they're tools. Tools for fighting sarcopenia, tools for reducing inflammation, tools for reclaiming strength, tools for living life on your terms. And now here's my question for you. Which one of these foods will you start with today? Because change doesn't begin tomorrow, it begins the moment you decide. If this message has inspired you, if you believe strength and vitality should belong to everyone at every age, then I invite you to join our community. Subscribe to Golden Wisdom for daily advice on senior strength, longevity, and nutrition. Like this video if you found value and share it with someone you care about, because sometimes the greatest gift you can give a friend or family member is the knowledge that they too can stay strong. Together, we're not just fighting aging, we're rewriting it.